you need to pay attention in Yemen because Yemen might become America's new Vietnam. Here's what's going on. Back in 2014, there was a civil war, and there was a group called the Houthis. The Houthis wanted to control all of Yemen to take over the government and keep them accountable. And the reason why this was such a big deal for the neighboring country of Saudi Arabia and the UAE, they are predominantly Sunni, and the Houthis are predominantly Shia. And if you don't know what that is, in Islam, you have different sects of Islam. So like being a Christian, you have Baptist, Methodist, you have Sunni and Shia and other groups in the religion of Islam. And so the other reason why all of a sudden Saudi Arabia cares is because they have a suspicion that the Iranians are giving equipment to the Houthis and backing them on this whole military expedition to take over Yemen. And that's a big deal for Saudi Arabia because according to Saudi Arabia and the UAE, that means Iran becomes closer to taking over all of the Middle East. They're on the Saudis' border and they could start a whole war. Now, why is the United States wrapped into all of this? Because why not? It's the United States. There's oil around there, right? Well, here's what's really going on. Back in 2014, up until 2015, Barack Obama supported the whole conflict because, hey, Saudi Arabia, they're our friends. We trade in oil, weapons. We got to back them. Continue through the Trump presidency, still back them with weapons. And we're trading oil, money, duh. And then even up until now with the Biden era, it's become so bad that they are saying Yemen is the biggest humanitarian crisis that has ever been seen, okay? That is bad. I'm laughing because it's crazy that no one is talking about this. We talk about Kim Kardashian, we talk about COVID, and we have to wear a mask. Literally in the country of Yemen, there are millions upon millions of people who are starving, hundreds of thousands of women and children who are killed because of airstrikes, because of conflict, not directly tied to the United States, but hey, we're there, and I think it's important that as the United States needs to take a little bit of responsibility and shed some light being like, yeah, we're here, and it's not looking too good. But there's been some hypothesis, if you will, as to why the United States is really there. And of course, the United States is not really too friendly with Iran. So if the United States thinks that the Houthis are backed by Iran, we're going to stop them because just like what the Saudis think, we don't want Iran getting any closer to the Saudis because, hey, we're dealing with oil and money. And one thing that's really important that people do not even realize is that our money is highly backed by oil because the Saudis agreed they will trade their oil in the US dollar. And this means there is a massive insurance plan on the US dollar. There used to be a backing of gold to the US dollar. We ended the gold standard. Now we have the oil standard because the Saudis only trade in the US dollar. And that's very important because if the Saudis were to end that, there would be major issues economically for the United States. Now, obviously, I think there's other factors other than it's all about the money, but that's definitely a big one. And the United States would never allow for the Iranian expansion, especially if it became on the border of Saudi Arabia. So that's what's going on right now. We really need to be paying attention to the fact that there are millions of people who are starving, hundreds of thousands of people who are dying. The equipment that's being used to do this is, of course, the United States equipment predominantly because Saudi Arabia buys all of our equipment. And I'm not saying that's our fault, but I am saying, again, we have to take responsibility and know, hey, this is what's going on. And I think the U.S. public needs to be aware that this is a very serious situation. And if one wrong turn, very easily can the United States have boots on the ground. It all starts with like the CIA. It all starts with some airstrikes, then some special forces, and then you have a total ground invasion that happened to Iraq, happened in Afghanistan, happened in Vietnam, Yemen. Very possible this could happen again. So all I'm saying is look into it, get educated on it, so you're not surprised in case at the last second Yemen turns into America's Vietnam.